This is part 2 of Spin Me Round, a collection by Sussy Sunflower half packs, and I have finished the blocks, and I did in fact decide to cut them down, and I wanted to go over again why, and there are actually 2 reasons I decided to cut these down. As the pattern is written, you should have blocks that measure 11.5 inches when they're complete, and my 4-platch blocks did in fact measure very well to 11.5 inches, but as I expected, the pinwheel blocks did not. They were just a little bit small and they weren't quite square, and I felt it was really best to then trim them to 11 inches. There was another reason to do this as well. The next step is going to be to create some vertical sashing, and as the directions are written, it tells you to cut 6 3-inch wide strips and then sew them all together for one long piece, and then cut them to the length that you're going to need. The length as it's written is going to be about 44.5 inches, which is going to leave these little tails with the seam in them that are going to be about between 1/2 inch and maybe an inch, maybe 1.5 inches, and that was going to be very awkward. So when I trimmed them down to 11 inches, so that I have 10.5 finished inches, finished blocks, I only need to have a single strip. I don't have to join them all together and have that awkward tail, because they should measure out around to be about 42.5 inches, and my fabric is, the width of my fabric without the selvage is going to be about 43. So I feel pretty safe that so long as I'm pretty accurate with that I'm going to have the right one piece instead of long pieces with the awkward tail. So thank you for joining me, and I'm going to be putting together next, and I hope you'll stay tuned for that section of the video. So I have completed the quilt top. I did make some changes overall to review. I did cut down the square size, the block size, from 11.5 unfinished to 11 inches, and that allowed me to be able to keep the horizontal sashing right here in single pieces by 3 inches by the width of the fabric, which for me would cut down to 42.5 inches. And then the final border that they have is a vertical border, and I kept that just as the pattern indicated. I am really happy with how this turned out. It's a very nice, easy project. I love the colors and how they all go together. I love that I didn't have to think about anything, and I just put it together. I'm really excited. I hope you'll tune in. I'm not sure how I'm going to quilt this yet, but I will be getting it on the quilt machine soon. I hear we've got another snowstorm coming, and that would probably be a good time to get this accomplished. So thank you for tuning in, and if you're interested in learning how to make this, give me a call and we'll stitch it together.